Hi, it's Adam again. One more little feather drawing segment, though this one most likely will not have any drawing in it, unless I see something I need to clarify. These are little sketches from yesterday. This is the first one I did. And then because I wasn't happy with this little mustachy part right here, it looks like, what is it? The Pringles guy. You know how he's got that little mustache? That's what that reminds me of. And I hate looking at quilting and saying, you know what that reminds me of? And trust me, if I can find something that it looks even similar to, I'm going to think it. And it's going to drive me crazy. This is the second one we did, because I wanted to get rid of this little mustachy thing, and this was just a very quick sketch, so it's not perfect. They're okay. They're both okay. This one, the more I look at it, I notice more stuff I don't like about it. And the bottom one was just quick, but it had decent lines. It had potential. Let's say that. It's like what you say right before you kick somebody off of American Idol. It had potential. So I sat down this morning, and I didn't videotape this because it took me a while. When I'm actually drafting things that I'm going to put on a quilt, when I'm drafting patterns that will eventually be blown up, I put a lot of time into it. I make sure everything's very deliberate. So this is from this design, and okay, let's start with this one. From this one, I took the things I didn't like and turned it into this one, which was very rough. And then after I sat down for a while and took my time and refined it, this is what I ended up with. Now this one is very good in my opinion. The feathers are all pretty much evenly spaced. You don't have anything kind of big sticking out. It looks good. I like it. I would be comfortable putting this on a quilt after it was blown up and refined one more time, because there's some areas in here where my pebbles, the differences between them are too big for me to be comfortable with, but it's good. Let's try to focus on this half right here, because you can't see that other side very well. I like this. I like that I have this little open area right here where I could put something in there, cross-hatching pebbles. I could just echo it. I think that would look really good. I'm not entirely happy with this area right here. But all in all, a very strong design that I think worked out very good. And it came from that first design. That was my inspiration, because I wanted to get rid of the little mustache area. So I brought this down. I'm not entirely happy with this area either. I think if I went back, I already made a copy of this, so I can erase on here for you. I would get rid of all of this in the middle. And then you have an area there where you can put something in. Cross-hatching, pebbles, some other background fill. I think that looks really good. So, going with me actually liking this design, I scanned it into Photoshop and printed 2 copies. One was just standard, exactly as I scanned it, and then the other was a mirror image of it. And I don't know if I'm gonna pick all this up on the camera, but I'm gonna try. I'll pull back some, thus negating the usefulness of the tripod since I'm holding it up now. I really like this. Since it's bigger, I can definitely see the areas that do need work in the spine, and in that middle I would probably most definitely get rid of that. I'd probably clean up the bottom right there some. But all in all, this is a very strong design. It's pleasing to the eye. Everything's very even. But I hope you can see here. Let me draw right next to this. Zoom in and draw next to it so you can see what I was talking about how big your lines are going to get once you blow them up. This is the same pencil we drew with yesterday. This is after it's blown up. You can see how thick this line is. If you blew this up to I would feel comfortable quilting this if it was a motif at this size. Some people wouldn't because a lot of those pebbles are really small and the feathers are sort of small, but if you blew it up again, those lines are just going to get thicker, which is why you want to retrace it after you get it to the size you actually want it at. But I'm happy with this. I think it looks good. I wish you could see it all, but I am still learning to work with this tripod here, and it is not cooperating. But yeah, I like that a lot. So, going with that same theory of liking how, you only really need to see half. I like how this comes out, I like how this comes down, but I wanted an open area right here. So, I sat back down and drew another one. Now this one is an odd shape, but sometimes we make quilts with odd shapes in them that need to be filled with some sort of fabulous quilting. So this is the second design that I did. Now I really like this one a lot too. I ran into some problems because I was watching some ridiculous movie. I've already forgotten what it was while I was doing this, but right in here, I didn't have what I thought was enough room to put feathers, and I had already stopped them. Where did I stop them? That might have been on the other one. Oh, see how right here, the feathers don't go all the way in. And that's what I should have done on this one. I shouldn't have brought these little half circles, which I think that's appropriate sometimes to stop right there and put little circles in if you can't fit feathers, or just to not leave anything in there and bring feathers in from the other side. But I like this one. It's a very odd shape, as you can see from the ghost image on the other side. It's sort of a rectangular area, but there's lots of areas around here where you can fill in background fills. That's why I quilt. And here's the one all blown up. Let me pull up again. Oh, I should have bought the more expensive tripod. That wasn't so hard to handle. I like this one too, but then it's got so much going on that it's kind of busy, and it kind of looks like a lion with a mustache. Which, of course, that's something I would see in a quilt. So I'd say, why did they put a lion with a mustache on that quilt? But I do like this. I think maybe I might consider getting rid of these top areas right here. But then I'd have to think of something else. And I hate, see, that's my big thing with the teardrops. I don't like them. I think they don't look, it kind of deformalizes. Is that even a word? It makes it less formal to me. It makes the design less formal to see that teardrop. But you could think of, there's 100 different things you could put right there. And you can see up here how the half circles look instead of the full feathers, which, I don't know. I'm not as happy with that design. But I do like this one a lot. So that's about it. I am definitely going to continue these. I am going to possibly refine them and maybe make longer videos for posting on the Premier Members videos on mqresource.com, which if you're not a member, you should join. I'm going to talk to Suzanne, the wonderful owner, who is my friend, see if that's something she's interested in, because I think this format could help a lot of people. And I definitely enjoy it. I love making these videos, which is why I've made 3 of them in 3 days. I think it's fun. So that is freehand feathers, drafting designs, enlarging designs, and eventually I will make a video on show you how to refine the enlarged design, because that's probably where a lot of people get stuck, because you have to redraw the whole thing with the blown up as a guideline, and it gets a little tricky, and you have to take your time, and it's complicated, but it's fun. So thanks for watching my little series on feathers, and definitely check out mqresource.com. Join up, and you can join the Premier Members, and I'll hopefully have more videos there in the future. And Deb Levy has videos that you can watch that are very helpful and very nice to watch, so check that out. Peace out, y'all.